Do I think that I'm better or know more than you? No. It's that we are sick and tired of these watered down messages. Like I said, no more hocus pocus. This generation right here is seeking truth. No more of these whitewashed lies.
For hundreds of years, we've been the most hated. But within that hatred comes the hypocrisy of loving our culture. You've made trillions off of our motherfucking culture. You know that. You've made money off our culture. Let's be real. 100%. You made money off our culture. White musicians, all of them have made money off the black culture.
Color of your skin to such extent. Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
I always forget to turn that mic on. Hello, my true tellers. How are you guys doing? Welcome to my live. Yes, indeed. Thank you for coming on, guys. Let me see if I can get everything together, and then we're going to get into everything. But just like the late Malcolm X said, who taught you to hate? who you are. And we're going to dive deep in it. So, guys, welcome to Unapologetic. I went ahead and changed my name, Unapologetic Real Talk. I just have to get used to that. Okay. So, I want to go ahead and put this out right here that in here, we are grown folks. We are not children. We don't have time to babysit anyone. Like I said, it is what it is. I'm not going to change who I am. When I come on and I speak my truth. My truth may not be your truth, but somewhere lies the truth. But I saw where a lot of people, I went ahead and delete a lot of comments. So don't even waste your time spewing all that hate and telling me that you're going to unsubscribe to my channel. You don't even have to do that. Just leave. Like I said, I'm not changing anything in here. And the thing about it is that they have to announce, oh, I'm gonna unsubscribe to your channel. And I went in and I checked to see these people I don't even know. Most of the people that comes, and I know that they are, subscribers. Most of my loyal subscribers, they come in and they talk to me. So I know them. And the ones that sitting there saying, oh, I'm going to unsubscribe to you, you know, I looked and I say, let me check this person profile. Never ever, because you can go and check, to see if people ever comment, on any of your commentary. None of them never even comment, but yet you wants to say, oh, unsubscribed. She practiced witchcraft and all this other stuff. And like I said there and say, you wouldn't even know what witchcraft is, or you wouldn't even know what's good or evil is, because you don't know where you are. Because, like I said, we call good evil and we call evil good. Who told you all this stuff was evil? And like I said there and say, a lot of stuff that I can say is evil. Number one, which me and Misbehaving, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff tomorrow. So make sure you guys come and join Misbehaving and myself. We're going to be on her channel. So it's going to be, I don't know. Let me know, Misbehaving. Let me know if it's going to be 7 o'clock Central my time or 7 o'clock Eastern your time. But we're going to go ahead and discuss a lot of stuff that's happening into our community, how moving the black man, from the home, and how when you do stuff like that, you tear the entire family down. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow on Misbehaving's platform, because this right here is a much needed conversation. And also when it comes to, these reality shows, I've been trying to get away from these reality shows, but it seems like people just always, pulling me back in. But when I was reading some of those comments this morning, when they're saying, oh, she practiced witchcraft, she practiced this, she practiced that. Well, we got a Sukahana, we got a Sexy Red and a Saucy Santana. And I remember seeing this little young guy, he's a rapper, he called Little Nas X or whatever he is, when he was at the BET award and he was dancing with the devil, practically on stage, and people was clapping of him, making out with the devil. And when I made commentary about all that right there, the first thing they were sitting there saying, that's art. But when we talk about things, oh, it got to be the devil. But like I said, and just like I told that person, one thing that I know is Satan is not going to cast out himself. Satan would never cast out himself. You think Satan going to tell you to pump his brakes or pump your brakes, come out of there? No, Satan gonna tell you to stay exactly where you are, and that's real talk. So let me go ahead and I see, yes, I see my peoples in the house. Chandela sat there and say colorism has always been an issue on this show, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about this, because what we are doing right now, we're going to pull down these strongholds. We're going to pull them down. And when I say strongholds, I'm talking about some things that really is putting a very tight hold when it comes to our people. Just like the late Malcolm X said, who told you, your nose was big? Who told you you was ugly? Like I said, a lot of traits, a lot of stuff that we take on because of this European standards, this way that white supremacists has sat there and inject themselves in us. But we're gonna put our foot on that devil today, and that's real talk. Hey, Gail. Gail is in the house. She says, hello, everyone. She's on a lunch listening. Yes, Chandela sat there and say, good evening, everyone. Linda Young. Hi, unapologetic. Yes, thank you guys, and congratulations to Linda. Let me make sure I get the comments right. Yes, Linda. I think she also had won the $25. Misbehaving, it was a tight draw, but I love my girl misbehaving. But girl, I had to make sure that I could pronounce that at all times because my tongue is heavy as well. But congratulations to Miss Linda Young. She had helped me to pick out this name. Unapologetic Real Talk. And also, we're going to call ourselves Truth Tellers. Hey, Marilyn. Marilyn is in the house. She says, good day, Lady D and chat misbehaving. My girl said I'm supposed to be asleep so I can go to work. But baby, Unapologetic Real Talk, the real Southern voice has me hyped up. Yes. Tell the truth and shame the devil. And that is absolutely true. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. I told you guys, look, I'm not changing nothing over here. If you cannot stand the heat, then you get out of the kitchen, because one thing that I do know, Satan is going to tell you to continue to stay in your mess. But I'm telling you right now, repent and turn from your wicked ways. And that's real talk. My girl Speak with Marcella is in the house. She says, hello, hit the like button. Yes, please. Thank you very, very much. Can's big sister, she says, good afternoon, everyone. And also all the ones misbehaving, guys, and speak with your girl Marcella. Make sure you go ahead and check them out. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And also our girl Miss Wanda and Butterfly. Make sure you go ahead and check them out as well. Simone says hello. Oh, okay, all right. Yes, Canon's big sister, Dana. Hey, Dana. Dana said hello, everyone. Lady D. Yes, yes, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. So as you can see right here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about, as you can see, the unapologetic real talk. We're going to talk about some stuff that is going on when it comes to this particular show. Not even just this particular show, Love and Marriage in Huntsville. Is it's all over, all over on social media. It's like a disease. It's like a germ, especially when it comes to our melanated god and goddesses. When it comes to colorism. I remember on Basketball Wives with OG how Evelyn Lozada. She think just because she's Latina, she think that she can go ahead and call people out their name. Where I remember when Evelyn Lozada. You remember when she went ahead and she called OG a gorilla? She didn't have to come out and say gorilla, but just her hand gestures. You remember when she took her hand and started patting her bottom, as if she was a chimpanzee. We know exactly what she was doing. And the thing about it, they went ahead and they took her out a little while, but now we see that Evelyn Lozada is back. And the thing about it is OG is not back. And just because OG, she was voicing her opinion, how she felt, they put her in the cage. She couldn't even get around, the rest of the girls when she was talking. They felt like they were afraid, they were fear of their life, where, they had her in some type of box, but yet they had Eva Lozada. She was still sitting amongst the girls. And we already know, if you watch Basketball Wives, Eva Lozada, she used to jump tables, she used to throw wine ballers, used to do all types of things, but yet, she still had a spot. And the reason why is because of this European Central. When you think that, they think that, you have advantage, especially when it comes to the melanated goddess. But just like I said, like I said, the first going to be last, and the last is going to be first. Dark skin, however you want to go ahead and call us, we going to rise, because we are the original. Without us, nothing will exist. Let me say it again. Without us, nothing will exist, because we are the god and goddesses. Okay, so I want to go ahead and talk about this right here. I saw on Shanita, I don't Foster. Yeah, I had a clip, but I didn't want to go ahead and play her clip, where when she went ahead and she described Tisha. And I know she know Tisha's name, because nowhere in the world you're going to sit there and you're going to pick a fight with someone that you don't know their name. And then the thing about it is that when it comes to Shanita, Shanita called herself doctor. Okay. So if you're going to call yourself doctor, but yet someone that does not have one or two, but 3 degrees, Tisha has a degree in a bachelor's degree and she has 2 master's degrees. They got honorary degrees where they calling themselves doctors, really not a doctor with a PhD, but yet, you wants to take that title and didn't even know how to pronounce Letitia or Tisha, but yet you prefer her as the black skinned girl. Make it make sense. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about that because you see, sometimes people think, that they are superior. And we're going to break down those generational curses because you may have that color, but how did you get it? Was it by choice? Was it by force? How did you get that color? Was it by love? And the thing about it is that they want to sit there and put down the dark melanated god and goddesses, but they can't stay away. Now, like I said, Shanita, you cannot tell people how to talk about you or how to sit there and say certain things. You put your life out there. The minute when you came on that reality show, you was free game. The minute when you came out on social media and talk, you are free game. So you cannot tell people how to take a paintbrush and beautify and give you the roses and the hearts and the butterflies. You can't tell people that because not everybody is not going to agree with the things that you are saying. And the thing about it is that when it comes to Shanita wanted to come and call Tisha the dark-skinned girl, but yet, she's on her platform asking for donations because, as she said, she's building wells in Africa. Now you are sitting there, you can't honor the people that you are supporting, but yet you wants to call them dark skinned. That's exactly when you do charity work, wants to be a good Samaritan, going to Africa, skipping right here on the United States when we got homeless right here. We got people right now need sanitary napkins and food and donations. We got people right here. We got kids coming from the school and going and sleep in the cars or under the bridge, don't even have a home, don't even have a hot meal. But we sat there, we wants to sit and jump out of right here on American soil and go to somewhere else. Like I say, charity begins right here home before it spreads abroad. And I know some of you guys might not like it, but like I say, I am not changing. I am not changing until the Most High God say change it. When he say tell it, I'm going to tell it. When he sat there and say pump your brakes, I'm going to pump your brakes. But like I said, this is what I call the age of Aquarians. That means that this is the year of exposure. The things that you used to do, you're not going to be able to do it. Not right here, not in this 8th universal year. You're going to be questioned. You're going to be exposed. You're going to be under the microscope. Trust me, because especially when it comes to Africa, we already know, and I'm not saying Shanita, okay, but I'm just talking in general. This is grown folks talks in here. We already know when it comes to Africa, we got a lot of people that really use Africa, just for their financial gain. They always say, oh, I'm giving donations and I'm going to build orphanages. Thank God that I got a lot of friends in Africa. If you guys want to come on and talk about some of this stuff, we going to, I can go ahead and drop the link. But they've been using Africa for so long. I mean, the colonizers, they took everything from Africa. They even took us. But yet they wants to say that Africa is one of the poorest continent. No, Africa is one of the largest continent, is the largest continent. Don't you know, if you take America and 7 other different countries and put it inside of Africa, don't you know they would look like a little small dot? Don't let those maps fool you that Africa is small. Don't let people fool you and tell you that Africa is poor. Africa is not poor. All the minerals, all the diamonds, all the resources all come from Africa. Don't you know if Africa shut their doors on all these different countries out there, they would not survive? Let me say it again. If Africa would close their doors, no one would survive. And the reason why is because Africa is the lifeline to everything that exists. So don't let people sit there and fool you and sit there and say, oh, she's dark skinned. Oh, she at the bottom of the barrel. No, without that dark melanated skin person, you wouldn't even exist. We still figuring out where right now. Let me slow down because you know how I get. I get very passionate when it comes to stuff like this. But we figuring out right now, where did these Nephilims came from? Where did those Nephilims came from? Because according to science, even according to their scientists, they say that the original bone, the original DNA came out of Africa. So if the original DNA came out of the Africa, that means the original man is who? It's the black man. And the only way that you can test this today, like I say, they cannot hide anymore because this is the age of information. This is the age of Aquarians. The way that the Most High God is going to test them, because now they don't want to take DNA. Take the DNA. You sit there and say, you are the chosen ones. Take the DNA. You say that you are native to this land, take the DNA. And I promise you, if you take the DNA, you're going to find African blood inside of African DNA inside of your blood. And that's real talk. That's real talk, because like I said there and say, our melanin is like liquid gold. They taking the melanin out of our skin and putting it in computer chips, injecting their bodies, because they need that melanin. Because like I said, go and Google 2045. Go and Google 2045. To some, it's like doomsday. And you sit there and say, well, how you can tell the original? Because it's really not us. Go outside and see who gonna be able to last the longest without any sunscreen. And like I say, this is not being racist. Go and start researching. Like I say, Google has a very huge search engine. This is the year of information, AI, intelligent, AI, everything. You know, everything is right here at a push of the button in the comfort of your home. So don't let these people sitting there telling you, oh, just because you dark, like you supposed to sit there and be servitude to them. Devil, you are a lie, because without them, you wouldn't even exist. And just because old master sat there and told you that you were superior over your own people, the one that came and conquer and divide, just because you was living in the big house, and most likely, you know, the darker skin was on the outside. But the reason why they had you in the house, because they had you working overtime on your back. Some of you might get that by tomorrow. You was chasing, you was running and fearing for your life. My people might have been out in the field, but I promise you, they wasn't sitting there running from master 24/7, and that's real talk. And some of these might have that color, ain't nothing but a waste of color, and that's real talk. A beautiful traveler says they are 54 countries in Africa. Absolutely, 54. Like I said, and then, like I said, beautiful traveler, if you really, really do your research, because like I said, this is the age of information. Do your research. When the Most High God, he gave man dominion, not over a certain part of the world. He gave man dominion over the entire planet. This entire planet belongs to us. We not in just one particular space or just in Africa, that's the tent. Africa is the motherland. Africa belongs to God. Africa is what God has set aside for him because God took his tent. But if you really look at it, the black man and the black woman, which is the God and goddesses, we are from the four corners of this world. We are everywhere. We not just, just all of a sudden as they think because just that they did pop out of the sky. But if you really do your research, the only ones that came in and divide and conquer and put maps and drew lines and names and claims over everything, and that's the Europeans, that's the invaders. Where they came from, I don't know. But they are the ones that caused this so much confusion. And that's why, we can't sit there and we can't rise because we figuring out, this and these names and these maps, and that's got us all confused. But if you really do your research, which that's another story by itself, most of this stuff, like I said, is happening because of the continental drifting. That's how everything starts spreading. But like it's a whole different story, which I'm not going to get to all that right there. But let me go ahead and read my disclaimer, making sure that I do that because I forgot to do that. The disclaimer is, if I can see it, copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. So let me go ahead and play something else, and then we're going to go ahead and get into all that good stuff. Hey, Star is in the house. She says, please continue to hit the button. Thank you all so much. So let me go ahead and play this right quick, okay?
That are just straight up finer, pretty badass black ass girls. There's some banging ones that are finer than the light ones that are just straight up finer than them. But sometimes you'll get a pretty dark skinned girl that's just finer than everybody. But the fact that we've been ingrained and brainwashed to think that lighter is better, they'll still think the light one is better. And the light one be mad average. What used to happen to me growing up, like in Chicago or in college? I remember light-skinned dudes would be like, yo, I'm better looking than you. I go, but how? Right? And I say, my teeth are straighter than yours. Yours are a little fucked up. You got green eyes, so fucking what? You know what I mean? And I say, you know what I mean? Then they'd be and my skin is better than yours. And up to this day, they've all aged like shit. And they would say, no, I'm better looking than you. You black motherfucker. I'd be like, okay, I'm African. What do you want? You know what I mean? And I always say this to light-skinned people. Without us, y'all asses wouldn't be here.
Absolutely. And I've been saying that for a very long time. Without us, they would not even exist. So stop letting these people lie to you. The colonizers, the invaders, they the one caused that division. They the one sat there and told you that you was ugly, told you that you was nobody, but yet they couldn't stay out of Africa. They couldn't, if they wouldn't have used us, trust me, they wouldn't have been able to exist because they couldn't be able to stand outside in the climate. The sun would have dropped them out like flies. So stop letting people thinking that, I'm less than. And I was watching Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes. I love me some Nene Leakes. Nobody can talk about Nene Leakes but me, okay? But I'm going to talk about it today. I was seeing some pictures when it came to Nene Leakes. She was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and Nene Leakes was just as dark as I was. And I mean, Nene's starting to look like the white girls, that movie called White Chick. I mean, guys, why are you bleaching your melanated, knowing that these people sitting there, they working overtime, plotting, even sitting there trying to spend millions and billions of dollars researching? The thing about it is that these people know who you are, but you don't know. You sitting there taking a thing out of you, knowing that, like I said, you're going to need that because we are right now with all these chemicals and the radiations. You're not going to be able to survive. You go outside and before you know it, you're going to be ending up in the doctor's office with cancer and everything else because you taking out the what really protecting you. You're melanated. When you go outside, the sun basks in your skin. Your skin shine. It might get a little darker, but that's all right. It's still going to shine. You're not going to get blisters and sores. But when you sitting there, you bleaching yourself thinking that, oh, I got to, be a part of this European standard. Like I say, when it comes to social media plays a major part when it comes to this European standards. That is what I call the nature of the beast. Social media. Media, it could be good if you use it right, or it can be a beast. Okay. Beautiful Traveler says, I visit Egypt in 2023 in April. They call dark skinned women brown sugar. And absolutely. But like I said, I talk to a lot of people, because I like to watch the ones that's in the village, in those rural part of Africa. And I talk to a lot of them, but like I say, that disease is just all over. It's just all over until we wake up. Okay, we just got to wake up. Also, Starbucks says, if you want to go ahead and support this channel, guys, go ahead and cash out Real Talk 985. Hey, Marilyn. Marilyn is in house. She said, I stopped perming my hair 20 years ago, and I love my natural hair, chocolate skin and full lips. I am who God say I am. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's time for us to start educating, start loving on ourselves, loving who we are, just like Malcolm X said, who told you, you was ugly? Who told you? Thank you for the Cash App, guys. Thank you very, very much. Who told you, those things about you? Everything about you serve a purpose. Go and start doing some research when it comes to our kinky hair. We thinking that, oh, our hair have to be perm, our hair have to be straight, but it's a reason why our hair sticks up. It's because of non-ether. They don't want you to talk about the non-ether, how our hair connects to the universe. They don't want you to talk about stuff like that. Anytime when something is down, it's dead. Okay, it's no life. But with our hair, it's energy. Even sometimes when you touch our skin, you feel that energy shocking. Like I say, we are connected to the universe, but we would never know that because we so fixated into this European mindset. That's why I always tell you guys all the time, come out of her, because like I said, it's you either in or you out. But it's time for us to come out. So let's go ahead and play a little more. And thank you for the Cash App. Thank you very much. And I pray that the Most High God multiplied, unlimited, shaking together and running over.
So you better recognize and bow down to your originators, because you're motherfucking at. A lot of light-skinned people be looking like they dark-skinned parent. They look just like they dark-skinned parent, because you wouldn't be here if it weren't for chocolate. You would not be here, light-skinned motherfuckers. You understand? And in the long run, you age like shit.
And it's like I say, even though someone sat there and say Godfrey, what he knows, the message is there. You either chew it or you spit it out. Some people, they don't know when God is using them. They might thinking, oh, I'm getting it for a little giggle and a little kiki, but it's coming out of your mouth is whether how you accept it. You either can chew it or you can go ahead and spit it out, but is he lying? No, he's not lying. Like I said, go and Google, or you can go and do your research, because sometimes you got to check Google lying to you as well. I start doing a lot of stuff on AI. I got to correct them. Oh, I apologize. AI is telling me I apologize. I already know the answer. I just wanted to see what AI is going to talk about, but like I said, you just got to wait for that still voice, and let God reveal. But all the research, all the information is out there. Don't let social media, don't let the media think that we are less than. We invented everything, just about everything. That's why I post on my community tab a lot of stuff that our people had invented. If we would have owned the patent, listen to me, if we would have owned the patent of all the stuff that we invented, They will be bound down to us as the God that we are. I promise you. I promise you that. Rika says they all starting to look like Beyonce after that Crazy in Love. Check it. It's wild to see. It's gonna get worse than that. It's gonna get worse than that. I promise you, it's going to get worse than that. Because you thinking that these people sitting there having these migrants and these people coming by the droves and dumping them into your community just by choice? No, they trying to erase you. And like I say, all this right here, it is my opinion. It is my opinion. And let me go ahead and say alleged, because you know you got to be ahead of the demons, because they, excuse me, I just got a release. They love to sit there and try to attack your channel. All this right here is alleged. And well, I'm, like I said, I'm not going to, this is not entertainment. This is alleged, okay? This is real talk, unapologetic and non-biased. But what I was saying is how they dumping all these people, these illegal immigrants, dumping them. And where are they dumping them at? They're not dumping them into white suburban areas. They are dumping it in poor, impoverished communities. And why? You thinking that they just dumping them just because, they don't have no place to send them? Send them back. Send them back. But is a reason why. Because if they can sit there and they can stop everything going to the moon and all this technology stuff, why they can't stop the immigrants from crossing the border and coming into the Black community? That's why I say, guys, make sure you check out me and Misbehaving tomorrow at 7:00. Check us out. Make sure you check us out. Make sure you click that link, because like I said, when it comes to the system is not broken. The system is only doing what the system is designed to do. And you are absolutely right, beautiful butterfly, beautiful traveler. You absolutely right. On the head, the pyramids was built before Christ. And if you only know, do some research when it comes to the pyramid. They got a lot of pyramids that was covered in Las Vegas, some in different parts of Arizona, and Wales. I forgot some other places that pyramids. You would be surprised what's underneath those grounds. Like I said, the Most High God. Hold on one second. Like I said, the Most High God gave us dominion over the entire planet. The entire planet. That tent that we call Africa belongs to the Most High God. It belongs to us, the chosen people. We going back home, okay? Some of them might not cross over. When we go back home, we ain't gonna sit there and try to put our foot on our people neck, and calling them like Shanita want to go ahead and call them, dark-skinned girls and dark-skinned boys. No, we're going to build, and we're not going to take. We're going to build. We're going to help each other. That's how it's supposed to be. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. We got these kinkerworms, these palmer worms, these locusts going into Africa and sitting there saying that they are good Samaritans and they with Chanel's and Gucci and all these different designer clothes and just giving these people a little crumbs. But like I said, you are in the year of exposure. Okay, you better make sure you have every T crossed and every I dotted. And that's real talk, okay? Oh, my God. Oh, Serena Williams. Oh, I love me some Serena Williams. I mean, nobody couldn't talk about Serena at all. Man, when tennis come on, Serena and Venus, I was right there in front of the TV. Rika says, Serena's face is so white, I didn't recognize her. I am hoping it's makeup. No, it's not just makeup. It's not just makeup, Rika. They are just bleaching themselves. Oh my God. And I'm going to sit there and say alleged, guys, but it's just horrible. It's horrible that we hate who we are. Tina said, yes, the Grand Canyon has tombs with Egypt. Oh, you girl, yes, with Egyptians artifacts. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said there and say, it's time for us to start, research and these Roland Martins and Ricky Smileys and these Uncle Toms and all these bourgeois people. They're not going to sit there, and they most likely know the truth. But like I said, they figure, just because they sitting at the table, and they don't have to sit there and give us the information. But it's time for us, like I said, to start doing our own research. And we could stop buck dancing and stop sitting there and listen to these people and, start, educating ourselves. We would be surprised who we are. And that's real talk. Gail says Central and South America have many pyramids as well. Absolutely. I was doing the research. I did a video, I think it was a while back, on the pyramids right here in America. And I promise you, I didn't get no more than about maybe, I say 20 viewers. 20 people watched that. It went clean over their head. Clean over their head. I say maybe I might start doing some clickbaits, but I can't do that, Put some people that they love and they might click on it. I don't know. It's just to show you that our people got a long ways to go. Boss D says that will never work. You all never heard of the American Liberian Massacre. Wow. Beautiful Travel say that was travel to go see world. I know in Africa, do vitamin C drop will naturally lighten your skin. Like I say, that germ is all over. It's not just in America; it's all over. And the thing about it, I've been doing some videos when it comes to this African blogger. He's in a little small village, and now that YouTube, have paid off for him, he's calling people, like mostly Europeans, to come into his village. And I sit there and say, oh, this right here is just history repeating themselves. Most likely, it didn't take, the pow-pows and to invade, our country, our, Africans, it didn't take that to go into Africa. Like I said, our people just open the door for them, open the door for these people. I mean, you need to just see, like I said, that is all over the place. Hey, Davida. So let me go ahead and play a little more.
Well, what's interesting? What's interesting is that when you do have the dark skinned girls that a lot of people find attractive, like the Naomi Campbells,
yes,
they usually have somewhat European features, usually somewhat narrow noses.
A lot of times they will do this. They will go, you know what? I want them to look like Barbie. I want them to still have white features. I don't want them to be too black. I want them to be some Eurocentric things about them. Petite nose, lips, you know what I mean? A lot of, because but it's so funny because Europeans, clown those features for so long in ads, on television. They made, big noses embarrassing. They made big lips embarrassing. But now white women look like fucking, they've been punched in the mouth because now white women are getting their lips filled. They're getting their asses look like a bag of nickels and shit. That's now. True. You know what I mean? It looks like a bag of fucking nickels. These
and that's just to show you. That's why I sit there and say my people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. We want to go and copy, get our nose done and our lips big, our butts looking all deformed. We already got beautiful lips. We already got beautiful butts, but get all these injections and just look unreal. They sitting there just looking unreal, looking like freaks, because we are the type of people, and I'm talking to my people, we are the type of people that sponges off of everything. We sponges off of everything, and they know it. All they have to do is put a celebrity, show a celebrity that they are getting injections and bleaching, and I promise you, our own people gonna say, I want to do that too. I want to do that too. It's like Monkey do, monkey see. Whatever you can do, I can do better. It's sad. Davida has said, I always wanted to know why my hair comes out of my scalp with curly texture. I would love to do a research on that. That's why I sit there and say, I be trying to take this channel and put it to stuff that I know that is going to help my people, but it's just that some of our people, they just wants to be entertained. They don't want to sit there and be educated. It's just so sad. But God said, then say, tell it to them anyway. That's why yesterday they sat there and say, oh, when God had gave me a word, oh, she practicing witchcraft. But yet we got all this evilness that's happening right now in the world today. But yet they wants to sit there and say, just because God gave me a word, they wants to sit there and call that out. But that's just to show you, we call good evil and we call evil good. Our hair serves for a purpose. And when God made us, the Most High God made us, he had us just in mind of everything. When it comes even to our hair, it sticks up because we are connected to the universe. And I'm going to do some research on that. The reason why some of our hair is very, very kinky, because it was part of our shed, like when you go under the tree, our hair was like shed. It would protect us. It would protect us. And anything that's straight down to the ground, with that's, it's lifeless. Blonde hair. And like I said, I'm not being racist. Go and Google that, or go research. Better yet, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's go to the libraries and open up some books. But some of the books you got to check some of them books too, because a lot of them been whitewashed. But blonde hair, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. Blonde hair is dead hair, guys. It's no pigment. Anything that is no pigment in it, it is dead. Our brown eyes is dominant eyes. Blue is a illusion. Blue is illusion. It's no such thing as blue. We may look at the sky and see that the sky is blue, but if you go farther and farther into space, it's black. I promise you. I promise you. That's why I sit there and say it's time for us to wake up. We going around with blonde hair, not knowing that's dead hair. Yes, dead hair. Bleaching our skin, taking a pigment out of our skin, knowing we need that to protect us from the UV. You take it out, you're getting cancer. You're not going to live long. Our organs in our bodies, why you sit there and think that they are hunting our young black boys and young black girls coming up missing? And like I said, the organs in our bodies is worth thousands or even millions of dollars. So when they hear a young black boy, something that happened to them on the street, oh my God, they are quick to be out there on the scene. And most likely, they're going to pronounce that person as you know what. I promise you. Come on, guys. Wake up. Wake up. Tina said exactly. Look at Samson. The true indigenous did not cut the hair because it could sense danger. Yes, Samson Delilah. Yes, Samson, you're right. From miles away, trust me, blue is actually a deficient gene. Absolutely. Let me read it again. She says, look at Samson. The true indigenous did not cut their hair because it could sense danger from miles away. Trust me, blue is actually a deficient gene. Absolutely. It's a false illusion, false evidence appeared to be real. And that's why Satan, now I'm talking about Satan, so don't call me the devil, okay? Satan is not going to cast out himself. That's why we was able to bow down to this white supremacist. Even our parents had that white, blue eye, long hair hippie that they called the Messiah on our wall, because anything that's white or anything that's close to white, we going to sit there and we're going to bow down to that. And that's why you seen our people right now, they bow down to stuff like this. The devil, like I said, he will come as an angel of light. And that's why he had tricked so many people, because of that false light. We think just because you got blonde hair, you got blue eyes, you light skin, we think that that is God. And that's why they were able to trick us. But anything that dark, they want to demonize it. Anything that's dark, anything that has anything to do with our culture, they want to demonize it. They want to demonize it. And we believe it. We believe it. That's why that sister could come and sit there and say, I practice witchcraft. Like I said there and say, I don't practice hoodoo, voodoo, whatever you want to go ahead and call. All what I get, it comes directly from the Most High God. And that's real talk. Okay. So take it on with him. Temper said Dominicans baseball player Sammy Sosa changed his entire skin color. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Starbucks said, wow, interesting. I did not know that about blue eyes. Yes, I'm gonna do a research. That's why I said they say it's a lot of information out there, man. I mean, it's like these invaders, and the thing about it, they didn't do this like thousands of years. All this stuff that happened, how they whitewashed everything in the 1900s. Did you hear what I said? The 1900s. We thinking that most all this stuff happened thousands of years. They wasn't even here thousands of years. The Europeans only been here like 600 years or maybe less. But we've been here over billions of years. We've been here. We had empires, we had government, we had everything set up. Everything most likely probably was us. Even Michelle Obama, she talked about the White House. We built the White House. We built all this. Most likely some of that stuff was already here. It's just that they had beat us down so much, guys, that we forgot who we are. That's why we got to go back to our first love. We got to go back to our first love, because when you beat a person down, it makes a person forget. You remember that movie called Roots? How Kuta Kinte, how they beat him down and they had to break him in order for him to say that his name was Toby. But they couldn't break his mind, because in his mind, he died freed. But that's exactly what they did. They beat us so much, broke us down where we really didn't know who we are. And that's why, they say, oh, I don't want no reparation. Like I said, you guys really owe us more than reparation, more than what we asking for. And to be honest, we don't even have to ask for that, because it's ours. That's why I say the kingdom of heaven suffer violence, and we got to take it by force. They had mentally abused our people. We are mentally abused. We have an identity crisis, and we got to break down that stronghold. We have an identity crisis. And if we don't pump our brakes and say enough is enough, we're going to lose everything. They just going to erase us completely out. They've been trying to come after us. Since the beginning. All the stuff that they are doing, pouring in these illegal immigrants. Like I said, the system is not broken. The system is only doing what the system is designed to do. Yes, and I'm going to be on your platform tomorrow, Misbehaving. We're going to talk about that. And reparation, that's just a tip. We got to go after them companies, Wells Fargo, all these cotton companies with these T-shirts, Fruit of the Loom. I named a lot of them. These insurance companies. Even we breaking our neck to get these Tiffany bracelets to put on. Don't you know Tiffany bracelets? They used to make chain shackles. Those designer clothes, Gucci, Versace, Fendi. Don't you know? Go and Google this. The patterns, the designs came out of Africa. And then they said, I think if Versace or someone said there and say, we was just borrowing it. You got these people living in huts. Not everybody in Africa live in huts. That's just how they want us to believe, but we just going to go along with it. But they stole these people prints, Fendi and Versace, and that's not allegedly. And they living in sky rises apartments. And the thing about it, we are the ones breaking our neck, buying these designer clothes, these Fendis and Versace's, breaking the bank for something that was already ours. It's just like we buying it up back. Y'all wasn't ready for this. It's like we buying it back. Let's go ahead and play some more because y'all ain't ready for me. Like I said there and say, guys, this is me. I promise you, this is me. And that's why we got to stop. We got to stop sitting there making these people feel like we are less than. We are God and goddesses. We are the first and we are the last. We are not going nowhere. You remember that comedian said, we don't die, we multiply. Hey, country girl.
Girls walking around with these fake asses, all of these African features that they used to make fun of. Because I remember growing up, people would talk about your lips, make fun of your lips. Let me tell you something. I'm sorry, Blad, but thin lips are fucking disgusting. Thin lips feel like thin lips feels like someone's just fucking thin lips. You need cushion, man. There's nothing like a woman with full lips. Nothing like men with full lips, God damn it. For all the features that women, these white women and these women from other races are fucking getting operationally. Get pretty badass black ass girls. There's some banging ones that are finer than the light ones that are just straight up finer than them. But sometimes.
Absolutely, guy. It can't get no clearer than this. It can't get no clearer than this. So stop bleaching. Stop sitting there making these people feel like you less than. Some of these may have light skin like a Shanita. But was it by choice? And someone might have it, but just a waste of light skin. Just like they said when it came to Claudia Jordan. When she talked about T.I. wife. But don't let these people break you down. Don't let them break you down because it's some type of insecurity when it comes to them. I'd rather look like a beautiful, dark, melanated goddess than a red bone looking Neanderthal. I'm telling you the truth. Like I say, it's real talk. I can say something and don't even have to laugh about it because it may sound funny to you, but it's true. It's true. Like I said there and say, don't let these people sit there try to make you feel like you less than, because God is raising the bottom up. Sooner or later, you're going to know who are the real chosen people. You're going to know who are the real chosen people. Because I promise you, without us, they would not exist. Without us, they would not exist. We are the original. We are the original. And when we go outside, the sun basks in our skin. Don't let these people fool you. Don't let them fool you that you only deserve to serve them. No, I promise you, they will sit there and they will treat you like the scum underneath their earth, under their shoes. But I promise you, 9 out of 10, they sleeping with a dog on dark black African man. I promise you that. I was about to say something else. That's why they can't stay out of Africa. And I'm not talking about Shanita. I'm just talking in general. But most of them now, they, especially when it comes to our black beautiful women now, from American, because we so materialistic. That's why we can't cross over. We can't cross over because we so materialistic. That's something right there that we got to sit there and come out of. Because you can't sit there and say you conscious, you woke, and you materialistic. They gonna stay have that stronghold on you. You gonna always be an agent to white supremacists. But the reason why you seen some of these African women like a Portia Williams run into African men is because they know everybody rides off of the black man's back. What our president, what's his name? Biden says the black always have my back. They know who's going to get the job done. They know that. So make sure you go and join us tomorrow. Misbehaving. Join us tomorrow. Guys, if you want to come on a little few seconds, you are welcome to come on, but make sure you join us tomorrow, Misbehaving and I. When is going to be Misbehaving? It's going to be 7 o'clock Central or 7 o'clock Eastern on your channel. I wish I could have dropped the link, but go on my community tab. You can see the link. But Tina says Shanita looked like she fell in a bag of flour. My God, and my God, I'm telling you guys, people need to stop it. Whatever they're doing to their skin, and I'm saying a legend, you can tell when a person is bleaching because they have a different color, a very different color. It's a weird color. You can't even describe that color. You could tell when a person is bleaching. But to get back, when Shanita had called Tisha the dark-skinned girl. Now you want to fight and go and call Tisha the dark-skinned girl. Make it make sense. As if she was a child. And Shanita called herself a doctor. A doctor, guys. My God, make it make sense. So, guys, on that note, let me read some more comments. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. This was a good live, really a good live. And that's what I want to do. I really want to start, talking about, I love history. Oh, I love history. That was, one of my subjects. I love history. And I would love to talk about history, especially when it comes to our people. It's time for us to wake up. But you'll be surprised. And I pray to God that especially me and Misbehaving, we start, bringing, light, to a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to reparation. It's not just start, of what they owe us. And that's just the interest. And you can't say, well, you're not going to get it. What is ours because it's an identity crisis. Look at our people. It's an identity crisis. And I promise you guys, go and Google how when you put, and I'm not being racist. I promise you, I'm not being racist. I'm just educating my people. But go and see when you put suntan lotion on white people and put them under a UV light, they gonna look black. So I was sitting there saying it doesn't make no sense for, how you see some white people want to be racist and they take paint black spray paint and paint their skin. I said, you don't have to do that. Just put some sunscreen lotion on and go in front of the UV light. And that's real talk. Hey, Davida, how are you doing?
Peace and blessings to you, Lady D, and the beautiful people in the chat. I'm doing all right. This is my type of conversation here.
I love it. I love it.
This is my type of conversation. What I realize about people like Miss Shanita, people that I know will call her like damaged goods because look at the multiple children and that dude still left her.
Wow.
And but she's this glorified. She puts herself on this pedestal. Her light skinness, but your light skinness couldn't keep your husband with you to be a father to your kids. Tisha is a beautiful woman, and there a lot of women are jealous of that. I was looking at old seasons, how her and Marceau, how he really loves her. And I don't see nothing wrong with her complexion. I think she has a beautiful complexion. Like Jasmine Guy, they showed pictures of her recently that used to be on a different world, and I was flabbergasted. All of the wrinkles and things that I seen. She looked 20 years older than her age.
Absolutely.
So I would never try to trade my melanin skin for that at all. It's not worth it. I remember when I went natural and see my curly hair for the first time, and them type of women like Shanita, the weave wearing, those type of women will look at me with nasty looks because they didn't have curly hair. And some of us women have gone through that from our own community when it comes to our hair as well. The racism and the judgments that they give us. I experienced that from our own kind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I like how you had said that you didn't know the purpose of, our natural hair, why it sticks up, because, it's non-ether. You never heard about non-ether?
Correct. I learned about non-ether some years ago, and that is true because the S curl shape. Because I went to cosmetology school years ago too, and they taught us about the texture speeds and the texture patterns of hair. But see, the downside to cosmetology back then, I don't know if they're doing it now. They brainwashed us to fix European style hair with the mannequins and everything. Because
Hmm.
they always try to brainwash us. Even as a young child, I seen what they try to do, and it's just not working for me. And I'm not. And the non-ether is a universal spiritual thing with
Hmm.
our hair texture. So if I did get a relaxer, it would not bone straight my hair at all. It will probably make it easy to comb through or less tangled. That's about it. It will
Yeah.
not bone straight it at all. It will
Well,
still
anything
be
that's down
curly.
when it's bone straighted down is it's really no life because see, we are connected to energy. And
Right.
anytime anything that's connected to energy is going to stand up. That's why certain times, you see our hair, like when we get nervous or something like that, our hair starts sticking up on our skin and stuff like that because the energy that's in our body. And they know about that. That's why every time when they wants to do research, they always use a melanated person. But I want to go ahead and address this right here, and you also can address it as well. Davita Summer says she did not say anything negative about her color. She called her the dark skinned girl. First of all, uh, Tisha is a very educated person, and also Shanita called herself a doctor. So you don't address a person that has not one, not two, but 3 degrees, 1 bachelor's and 2 masters. Call her the dark skinned girl.
And see, one thing about it, I can say this about Tisha. At least Tisha is a Celt woman,
Thank
not
you.
Miss Shanita. It's a difference. See, a Celt woman don't have to be in some basement from sun up to sundown packing things. A Celt woman don't have to break sweat. And Tisha is the ideal of a kept woman, 100%. She a kept woman. Miss Shanita's not. Some people pays for those honorary degrees and
My
all that
God.
coaching and consulting. Stripe just recently is shutting down a lot of women and men that does those types of fraud stuff with the coaching and things that's charging thousands of dollars through Stripe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I
Um,
did take offense to that comment she made
I
about
did. I
Tisha.
did.
I
I
didn't like
did.
it at all.
I did as well. And also, let me answer this first, and then I want to do misbehaving. But Temper said, I grew up in a home hearing good hair and bad hair. Um, and that's the thing. I think one of the judges, that judge, what's her name? The little black, she used to have a court show and she gave them a definition, but also we used to always give a definition too when it comes to good hair, bad hair, because we think good hair is when you got, like fine, curly hair, we call that good hair, like when you see a biracial kid, you call that good hair. But good hair is when your hair is thick and kinky. That's
Yes,
good
you're
hair.
right about that.
Good
I
and
have
thinky,
right,
kinky. That's good hair. When you have straight hair, it attracts bugs. And I'm not being racist. And because you've been a cosmetologist, right? I can pull out the books and start educating you because I've been a cosmetologist for 40 years. When you have straight hair, you are attracted to bugs.
right.
A person that got thick, kinky hair, they can go out for weeks without even washing their hair, and not one bug is going to get in it.
You're right about that. My hair sometimes, because I have curly hair and it's thick and it's thick and things, and um straight hair loses their protein. When black women bone straighted, their protein is gone. They have to do protein treatments 2 weeks after the fact, and um it's not giving any life. You steady got to be treated, and I wouldn't trust it now because of the lawsuits and things coming out about what it caused damage to women's
You talking about the
reproductive
relaxers,
system.
right? You talking about the relaxers.
Correct. Yeah.
It's causing cancer and everything. Yeah, that's true. I think it's like $1 billion lawsuit.
Correct. And it's something, and you're right, it does attract bugs, and it's not healthy to I wouldn't want straight hair, and I'm glad it's not straight. I
Well,
wouldn't
like I
want it.
said, straight hair, and I'm gonna tell you guys, and just go and Google and research or go and educate yourself. Straight hair is not good hair. Kinky hair is good hair. And the thing about it, our hair stretches. Okay, it stretches for a reason. But anytime when you
Absolutely.
got straight hair, anything that's down, it's just like an umbrella. When you put an umbrella down, it's closed. But when you raise it up, it's going to protect. Anything that's down, straight down, that is not good at all. It means that it is dead. I promise you. It might sound funny, but it's the truth.
Yeah, you're right about that. And kinky hair, there is better to do natural hairstyles on, like the 2-strand
Hmm.
twists, the cornrows, the cornrow styles, the crochet styles. They're better to do dreads and stuff on
Hmm.
versus fine hair. Fine hair, you can't, fine curly hair, the fine texture type, it's hard to style.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Ms. Behaven said, "Are you aware that there are some content creators that have referred to Letitia as looking dirty or having dirty dark skin? You know that was wrong."
Yeah, there is some content creators like that. They wrote, and she's the bomb. I like Tisha. Tisha is a kept woman. They just celebrated their 18-year anniversary. She a kept woman. A lot of these other women don't have a man taking care of them.
Hmm.
They got to do 4 or 5 different hustles just to make it happen for them. And they don't want to be on no Section 8. A lot of these girls with 4 and 5 children. Like for example, Miss Buddy. If Because if that show won't existed and her with those kids, she had to get government assistance because a job would be hard to maintain to pay bills. She will have to get help, you know, because she got knocked up so many times and had those children. But she's not a kept woman. But
Hmm.
Tisha's a kept woman.
Hmm.
What I learned too is some men like entrepreneur women, but some don't. Some There's men that will take care of a woman. She don't have to be a boss like Miss Buddy.
Absolutely. I see my girls in the house misbehaving. 2023, girl. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Uh, Unapologetic Real Talk. And how you doing, Davita?
I'm doing great, Miss Behaven. I hope you're doing well.
I am. You know, I heard the content creator personally. Personally, I had watched the video on review and I was going to address it. This content creator tried to justify. They stated they didn't mean anything negative when they made that comment about Tisha's skin. But she was gloating and she said, I meant it when she was in the pool. How can you be in the pool and still look dirty?
Wow.
And then she went on to state that she's not a colorist. She majored in anthropology. She is so against colorism because her mother, her sister was of a darker tone, and then she has so much hair. And I'm like, what does the hair, you being hairy, have to do anything with colorism? If you study and you major in anthropology, you are very well aware of the comments that you made were offensive. We know when people refer to black men and women with a darker shade or heavily melanated skin as being dirty, they mean it as an insult. She even showed a picture of Tisha and Marsau and said, just looking at the picture, they looked as if they smelled. That is so despicable and disgusting. But yeah, these are Miss Buddy's supporters. Miss Buddy has been over there on the channel. So, I mean, it's disgusting, but I'm rocking with Tisha. And I love that she's representing for the heavenly melanated uh, women and young girls that are growing up. I need them to stop bleaching their skin, love your skin, get out of them dead men, blonde wigs, get rid of them eyelashes, those contacts, love yourself. How are you walking around professing that you are a strong black woman when you out here being a doppelganger as a broke white woman?
Right.
Right,
Absolutely.
right. It just show you we got a long ways to go. A long ways to go. We just been stripped. It's like we done lost our first love because we trying to. It's like we trying to fit in with society. But do you think that when it comes to social media played a major part in all this right here?
Yeah.
When it
Yes, I do. I definitely do. Then you have children being raised by social media. Then, I mean, you even see women our age in their 50s uh, dressing scantily, being over sexualized. Where's the class? I remember growing up as a young girl. I mean, black women were classy, elegant. You could still be covered up and still be sexy and exude that sex appeal. Everybody wants to look like a prostitute, like something is for sale. Have some integrity. I need I need my black men. Black men, you have been asleep too long. I need
absolutely.
you to
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
wake up, honey. Lady D, we gonna have fun tomorrow. I may not even go into work tonight. Honey, we gonna have us some fun tomorrow.
It's
Y'all try to
time.
get
It's time
get
for us to get on track. And I've been wanting to get on track, to talk about real life issues, especially when it comes to our people. But it's like they keep pushing me back into this reality stuff. Someone would sit there and say, I know God has a calling on you. I can feel it. And especially when it comes to waking our people up, because a lot of people say they woke, but they really not woke. How are you gonna say you woke and you're still wearing designer clothes, just like you say, eyelashes? And Lord, please deliver me from it, because hair, we can't say we woke when we still wants to look like the Europeans.
but Lady D, I mean unapologetic real talk. Protective styles like cornrows and braids.
Yes.
I don't see anything wrong with that. It's when
Hmm.
we're straightening our hair, dyeing our hair, putting on
Yes.
these wigs. Look at our women. I'm being honest now. Some might laugh at it, but they are tearing these edges up. You got
Mm.
grown women with baby hair. With baby hair. When you look at these folks at their scalp, it look like a screen door. Your hair not getting no oxygen, ain't getting no sunlight. That's why the men can't tell who is who. Everybody is in disguise. It's a costume. Come out of that
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
costume
It's a
Yeah.
to
costume.
reveal your
It's a
Right.
natural beauty.
costume. I like that. I'm gonna write that down. It's a costume. So we walking
That's so
around
true.
here like a clown, right?
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. And the joke is on us. People are sitting back laughing at us. They don't even know who they are. Look at them.
Hmm.
And we are the ones intelligent, most creative, most loving. People know all they have to do is be nice to us. We're going to be loyal and we'll ride for them. But I tell you what, wake up, black men and black women, and I'm never going to turn my back on a black
Hmm.
man because that's what they want us to do, to give up on them.
Absolutely.
Uh-uh.
Absolutely.
The,
So why you
the
think
com-
that, it's like the hunt for the black man? Do you think it's the black man or black masculine men?
it's the black masculine men,
Absolutely.
The
and
men
it's
that know themselves, those the
Yes.
ones that's high valued. That's who
Yes.
they're trying to get with.
That's it. So make sure you guys, we're going to talk about all that tomorrow on Misbehaving's platform tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern. So that's 6 o'clock my time, right? Because you are an hour
yes,
ahead,
ma'am.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm an hour ahead. And
Mm-hmm.
originally I had it 6:30, but when you kept saying 7, I said it's supposed to be at 7 for a reason. Cause lady,
Mm-hmm.
you keep saying it, so I'm changing it to 7, and that's what it's gonna be.
Okay.
7
Well,
p.m.
yeah, and that's 6 my time because I'm an old girl. I fall asleep
Look,
eight. Look, I be hugging my pillow at 8 o'clock, honey.
you ain't old,
ain't
you ain't old, you just vintage.
ain't nothing gonna come out that mouth at 8 o'clock, honey. You talking about a southern dialect, honey. I start talking Geechee on you, girl. I will start talking Geechee with you, honey. Get me at 8 o'clock. Eight, you gonna say what? I'm gonna say go. You gonna hear me saying good dad and everything else, okay?
But I don't want anybody to be offended. All opinions matter, and we aren't all supposed to think alike. But what I do want to agree with is that we need to save our community. Why do we need to save the democracy of America? We need to focus on the black community first.
Absolutely.
We've been saving everybody for centuries after centuries. Our ancestors have done that,
Hmm.
giving their
Mm-hmm.
all for everybody else. It's time for us to focus on us, y'all, because they really are. They are trying to erase us and replace
Absolutely.
us. If they
Absolutely.
erase us and hide how we have contributed and what we have brought to America and how America became great through the womb of a black woman, if they can hide that, they can take credit for it because we'll no longer be here to call them out and say, you a lie.
Absolutely.
You a
Absolutely.
lie.
So do you think that, and I'm gonna talk about this on your platform tomorrow. Do you think that they are afraid of the rise of the black man, and that's why they sending in all these immigrants and all these different, people from different nationalities
Yeah.
into black communities to whitewash it?
Yes.
I think that
Absolutely.
I believe they want a war. They want to have violence, them fighting one another. They want to just
Hmm.
finish it off while they sit back and keep their hands clean and
Hmm.
just
It's
watch, because you have all of these illegal immigrants here. We need to mass deport them. They need to go back to their country. Because come on now, come on, y'all. It's not racism, it's not hatred, but common sense will
Hmm.
tell you whether you're black, white. We have millions of homeless people, homeless veterans,
Hmm.
homeless families out on the street, and every government official, city official, every state, nobody has resources to house them. But you got these people that then came over here from South America, and y'all putting them up in housing, giving them food,
Hmm.
about to give them loans for a house. It is by design. Open your
Hmm.
eyes and wake
mm-hmm.
up, black people. I need you to wake up. You have to quit obsessing and idolizing over your designer fashions and your
Hmm.
jewelry and multi-million dollars homes. You better invest and find a community. We got to stick together, baby. So when I say what I say, make America great again, I know
Hmm.
some people think of it's slavery. What I'm talking about, make America great again, is when we had our black communities, when we had our many successful black businesses, when we
Hmm.
had our own black sports team. That's
So
what
you
I,
think do you think that we can, because the blueprint is already there? Do you think that we can ever get back to that where we can be black entrepreneurs just like it was with the Black Wall Street? Because we invented
yes,
everything. It's just
Right.
that we didn't own the blueprint. What you call that? The patent.
we can get there, Lady D.
You think so with this
I
mindset?
believe so.
With this
It
mindset?
takes many like us,
Mm-hmm.
more like-minded individual like us. We can't bring everybody along with us because they're not ready. They're not ready. They want to stay behind. They want to be accepted. They want to be stepped on and mistreated. We gonna leave them behind. We don't need no dead weight. We need
Mm-hmm.
like-minded individuals that want to see our community flourish and become prosperous once again. We can
Amen.
do it. We just have to find one another. That's the thing. And thank God for social media because it makes it easier to find folks that think like you. Now, you know,
Amen.
we'll have some undercover agents lurking around. So just stay on guard because misbehaving, stay ready so she ain't got to get ready. I'm battle tested and battle ready. Don't come up over here. Don't come up over here with that foolishness if you ain't for the people and the betterment of our community.
Absolutely. That's how I look at it.
Yes.
Don't get ready, be ready. Go ahead, Davita.
Um, they've been trying to get. We have to go back to the COINTELPRO and things before my time, and the whole thing with the organization that Bill Gates is with. This stuff is very deep. These agendas that they have. Yes, we can have our own again. um I had to work for myself being a black person because I see what's happening. I see what's happening, and I've thought about going to other places, but I had to stop wearing jewelry. I had to stop drinking alcohol when I realized that it was the slaves that created those alcohols, and the slave masters stole it from them, and their families and their children and grandchildren is living off the backs of what that
Say it
slave
again.
person did. So I
Say it
can't
again.
support alcohol anymore, and I don't go and drink anymore. I quit wearing jewelry because how can you allow them to take the gold and diamonds from Africa and bring them over here and sell it for higher costs at these jewelry stores? Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
That's a
Absolutely. But this
slap
is
in
what
the
I want to say.
face.
Look, not to cut you off, but that's the problem that I have with like a Shanita. Why would Shanita skip, what's right here on American soil when we need those, those resources, and she rather go overseas, why we cannot build right here on American soil?
Lady D, you
Exactly.
better stay up out my mind. Cause I've been saying that. I said, huh, ooh, that I sent you my number yesterday through the email. I wanted you to call me so bad because I
Yeah.
needed to, some polls.
Look, I
Yeah.
sent you my number too. You got my number? Because
Oh, shucks.
I'm
Okay.
available all the time. So I don't know what your schedule is. What is the best time to call you?
I'm going in tonight doing night shift, but it
Uh-huh.
just anytime before
Well, I'm
I
gonna
have
leave
to
you my
be
number and you can call me
okay.
anytime. Long as not after 8 here, but
Yeah, yeah,
anytime. I'm
yeah.
home all the time. Just not after 8, honey. You ain't gonna get nothing out of
All
me
right.
but a southern old gal, honey.
But you better stay out of my mind because I said the same thing. I said, look at her coming up here panhandling. And here the thing, I was, when she first came on that live talking about she was offended and she was triggered. And I said, oh, she was triggered, the little softy in me. But then when I saw how she got to talking reckless and then she was on the live panhandling her products, I said, look at this shyster right here. Look at
That's all
this
that is.
shyster. I said, so we starting off with sanitary products, orphanages. When she's right there in Atlanta, how many homeless teenagers are out there in Atlanta that need a place to lay their head? Why are you going over to Africa? Why are we building water wells in Africa? And I like that post you had, Lady D. If the septic plumbing ain't no good, what they need the napkins for up over there? Huh?
And they live off the
Huh?
land. They all about natural. Where they gonna throw the sanitary napkins at? In the water? What they gonna do with it? They, you need to watch those African videos. That's why I sit there and say I'm gonna get some of them on my platform because that's what I do in my spare time. But they love to do everything natural. They don't even like fluoride, which fluoride toothpaste is really bad for us anyway. That's if you only do a research on fluoride toothbrush. These people eat off the land. They use everything that's natural, and you want to bring sanitary napkins so they can sit there and clog their river, they system up, and they ain't got the right kind of infrastructure. Come on, make it right.
And the views expressed.
I think it's a scam what she's doing. She
We
puts
gonna
me in
sell that. We
mind
gonna
of
sell that.
Earn
We
Your
gonna sell
Leisure.
allegedly.
Okay,
Allegedly.
alleged.
Allegedly, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And then when I realized where she's from, and if people, I used to research gangsters and stuff that was in the 70s and 1980s. I used to sit and research this on YouTube. There's a lot of street hustlers from the D town. Even Big
Mm-hmm.
Meech is from the D town. That
Uh-huh.
so I don't know what circle she's in, but I know she's about that street life. Okay.
Street life is the only life I know.
But another
Street
question, because like
life.
I said, I don't have to write nothing down. It just flows. It just comes to my mind because I'm full of questions. Why you think that everybody, when they wants to get over, they always, and I'm not talking about Shanita, I'm just talking in general, why they always try to use Africa or go into the poorest community and use the poorest people?
It's always
It's
been that
easy to
way.
bribe.
It's been set
It's
up that way. Just like the
yeah,
doctors in the medical system, they knows that we could go get some seeded watermelon with black seeds in it and cure anything just about and clear our colon with the mucus. But no, the doctors want to give you their fake pills with all that stuff in it, causing you more damage than good. So they could live in prosperity and drive their expensive cars and live in their mansions. It's the same type of situation and it's wrong. It's deceptive. I couldn't sleep at night earning money in a deceptive way. That's the real term of getting money by any means necessary because they willing to step on others to destroy others to get it. And that's not of the most high.
I haven't heard anything wrong said yet, cause I've sure was suspicious, honey. I've been suspicious ever since they asked for that $100 donation for water wells over in Africa, and to know that she's from Detroit, Michigan, honey, you ain't go over there to Flint, Michigan to make sure them people had clean water. Mm.
Girl,
I
I'm eating
digress.
pistachios. Can you say that again? Why they didn't go to where? Flint? Didn't you say that? You got me.
I sure
Girl,
did. Yes,
I'm about
ma'am.
to choke on these. I'm about to choke on
Don't
what I'm
don't
eating.
don't show. I mean, she up here bragging about she from Detroit, Michigan. Well, baby, you over there asking them Melico members to donate $100 to build water wells over in Africa, but you from Detroit, Michigan, and you didn't want to go to your neighbor Flint, Michigan, to make sure the good men, women, and children had some clean water. Miss Multi Millionaire, Miss Multi Millionaire. Things that make you say, hmm, yeah, I
Right.
said it. I
Right.
said it.
You would like Detroit is like
Tina said
booming right
Flint.
now because a lot of those black men they got their entertainment systems rolling on Tubi, having their own production company, doing creating movies, creating income for people in Detroit and around the area. And I think that's a good thing because some people need to make money, and they're doing something positive to help these young kids earn a living. You know,
Yes, Temperley Blue. I had mentioned Jackson, Mississippi too a couple of months ago. Both Jackson, Mississippi, and Flint, Michigan. What I can't understand, and it's for all celebrities, whether they're black, white, Asian, Hispanic. I've noted a lot of celebrities here from the great United States of America. As soon as they get a couple of dollars to roll together or rub together, they run over to open up an orphanage in Africa or build water wells. Why is that when there is such a great need here in America? America first. Put America first. That's all I'm going to say, baby.
That's what I say too.
All right, Lady D. Well, thank you for having me up, and I look forward to having you tomorrow. We are going to have fun. You guys get out of your feelings and just get into the comment section. Just put your response, what you got to say. You're not going to hurt my feeling, but we need to have a dialogue because we have been bamboozled by the
Hoodwink.
Democratic Party.
Hoodwink.
Hoodwinked. That's right. We've been hoodwinked. We've been hoodwinked, y'all. Cause but black men, my beautiful, gorgeous, strong, handsome, educated, intelligent, inventive black men, I need you to wake up, baby. I need you to wake up. You've been asleep too long. You've
Absolutely.
been led astray. Wake up, cause we need you. I need you. The kids need you.
That's it. That's it. But
Mhm.
before I close it out, you just mentioned we have been asleep too long. And I don't want to get into all what we're gonna talk about because we're gonna talk, okay, tomorrow. But what are some of the symptoms that cause the black man and the black woman to fall asleep today? I say
Money.
materialistic, materialistic,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Materialism. It is.
Hmm.
Easily swayed. They want to go with the popular, what the crowd wants to do, afraid of being left out, thinking they're missing something. No, love yourself. Love yourself. One thing I want to say, and I'm going to touch on it more tomorrow. It hurts my heart when I see women, young women, with all of these tattoos on their
Oh my
necks and all
God.
over their
My
body.
God. Talk about it.
We gonna talk about it tomorrow.
Oh,
We gonna talk about it. Y'all, please stop desecrating your body. Your body is your temple. It's a lot of stuff that folks are doing to their body, and I'm not. You're grown. You're gonna do what you want to do, but baby, I need y'all. Auntie need y'all to wake up. They keeping
yes.
y'all asleep and distracted because you are our brightest and our strongest. You are our young warriors, and we cannot have you confused and in a daze. And by the time you open your eyes and realize what's going on, it's too late.
My
It's
God.
too late. So,
My
with
God.
that being said, thank you, Lady D. And if
All
you,
right.
and you know my motto, if you got somebody, a loved one, a family member that is currently incarcerated, whether it's in prison, jail, juvenile hall, a detention facility, or psych hospital, please check on them. And I'm telling you this because I am a nurse and I've worked in
Absolutely.
those. Please check on them, y'all. If you do the crime, you got to do the time, but you don't have to be treated like no animal while you're
Absolutely.
there.
Absolutely. And
Please
that's what
check on them.
they want to treat us like animals. And we're gonna talk about that all tomorrow. I'm emailing you my
Okay.
phone number. You can call me whenever you're available here
Oh,
because
okay.
I am home all day. Okay. I don't have nowhere to go. It's still pouring down raining out here. It's been raining for like a whole week. I mean, a whole week down here. So let me go ahead and text the number, guys. I thank you for joining my live today. I mean, it always a good time when misbehaving is fun comes on. And thank you, Davita James, for coming on live, and also all my mice, Country Girl, Queena, and Starbucks, and all the ones that came on, guys. Thank you for supporting this channel. We try. It's not easy, but we try. So, guys, oh my God. Thank you, Davita. Thank you. She said, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. And Tina said, this was a great convo. I agree. So, conversation. So, guys, on that note, you all be blessed and enjoy the rest of your day. All right.